Hello everybody, it's your old pal Brian. I do not know what day it is. Today's Monday, and I have an eye appointment on the 15th, Wednesday. So what's that tell us? That this is the 13th, I guess, maybe? Is that what we're looking at? Well, God almighty, finally coming up for some air. We had our longtime friends and pals of over 20 years up from South Florida. They were devastated by the several hurricanes that we've had. Just devastating. Let's say Helena was the first one. And she flooded their house 1 foot of water, and that fairly well ruined everything. They were able to put the stuff they mostly cared about up high, and then within a few weeks, Milton came through and just tried to destroy their entire house by coming in at 3 foot of flood stage. I mean, just horrifying. Horrifying. So, they come up to see their old pals and not have to think. And that's pretty much what they were able to do. We made sure that they were thoroughly well greased with vodka and Diet Sprite, and that they didn't want for anything. We fed them and recreated all weekend, and that was fun. However, I stayed up past my bedtime for a couple of days by hours upon hours, and man, I need to get some sleep. So last night after they left, we went to bed at like 7 and didn't get up until 6 this morning. So we enjoyed some sleepy time finally. A little wind over the fence. But yeah, that's what we've been up to since Friday. My right eye is healing. Thank you, Dale, Captain Crunch. My right eye is healing very well. This is 6 days post-op. They're very good at eyes. So I actually had almost zero trepidation. I don't know if I mentioned this before. I think I might have. They lit me up. I don't know if it was part A or part B of the surgery because they had me pretty trashed on meds. But I experienced some profound pain, like a 6 or a 7 on a scale of 1 to 10. And they finally figured it out. My pulse rate went up very high. And I'm breathing through my mouth like a lady giving birth. So, yeah, man. I politely mentioned that to the doctor because I've been watching people get these procedures my whole life. Remember, Florida's God's waiting room, nothing but old people, and now I'm old, and I never heard anybody say that they experienced profound pain. So somebody screwed up, gas passer, the RNMP, and man, oh man, lit me up. I mean, through the fog anesthesia, I was awake, and you know, we're awake anyway. It's twilight sleep, But man, oh man, I mean it was bad. So the doc says they'll try to put me down a little further next time and not let that happen. That would be cool. Yeah, there was pain, tremendous pain. Shouldn't have happened. You're not using stuff that's going to cause me to not breathe. I'm talking about anesthesia. It's just twilight. Well, when in doubt, and I'm still a big man. You know, I weigh 185 pounds. Yeah, they put the wrong stuff on. They did. So, anyhow, that aside, it was a great procedure. There we go. So let's talk about this thing right here. One of the mods they were able to do to it is to put in an ELRS receiver. If you don't know what ELRS is, it's just a new protocol that freaking rocks. As such, that's the only way right now we can fly this little bugger off of our proper radios and not have to buy. Apparently they sell a proper radio for this. It actually flies just fine on what I'm flying on. And just being not necessarily persnickety, but I'm being silly. But I just love my radio. On these same lines, we were discussing the other day about me stopping buying alkaline batteries and murdering them at an unbelievably high rate.
Switch warning. Flight mode 3.
Yeah, that was getting old. So I went ahead and bought some Chinese LiPo AA's and D cells.
Binding.
Yeah, so cool. And what ended up happening was one of them, and I thought I had presence of mind. To mark the damn thing. One of the batteries didn't charge right. And I may be paying for my frugalness by having a bad battery, but we shall see. It worked for a long time, and then it didn't. So. Now I'm flying this one off of my Radio Master. And I like it. Oh, George. Shout out to George. You dunked yours the other day. One of them, what was it, the MD500? One of them you dunked. No. It was this one. Maniac. If you're going to dunk one, you dunk the $47 one. I think the pontoons came off about as quick as they went on. Actually, in my career, I started out flying in the Bell 206 with the agency, and we used pontoons. We landed out in the Everglades. In fact, one of the first flights I had was going out there picking up a body, and we had to have pontoons. They leaked, so my job as the unskilled pilot helper was to pump the damn thing. Yeah, we had a manual pump and pump them up by hand. It was fun. Had a great weekend with lovely friends, and what they don't tell you about retirement and travel and that sort of thing is you're going to miss your friends. And as much as they love you, we've had one set of friends fly to stay with us in Maine. That's it. We even, would threaten to buy a plane ticket for them and joke that we were so objectionable as human beings that they wouldn't come to visit us. But people have their own stuff going on, and they're working. In my friend's case in South Florida, they're putting their house back together with sketchy ass contractors because that's all you can get. Rick Azir, Heidi Ho. course, the rowdies, Gretchen, and oh my God, ridiculously beautiful other girl. A foggy mind from having been out all weekend. This is 47 bucks to the door. I found them as low as. I paid like 70 for the first one from the company that made them. So I found out you can buy them elsewhere. 50 for the other one. This is the one I burnt out the motor and board on. Yeah, it's starting to get a little windy, huh? Keep that out of the trees. Yeah. So life is good. Got a doc appointment Wednesday to examine probably both eyes. Then the company that was supposed to do the roof for my rig over there, I have a 40-foot rig, and the roof for it's going to cost me about 1/3 the price of my home. The irony. They called me Friday and said, "Can you mind? Can we talk you into coming in a week later?" So I agreed. You know, what are you gonna do? They're gonna have to bump somebody else, and my wife and I are always so damn nice. We tend to agree to get bumped for stuff when we probably shouldn't. But you know, come on, it's all good. I love those lights. Those lights are kind of made for it. And I wish I could get a steady 3-volt source off of my MD500. I tried, I'm not kidding you, Dale, I tried every combination. Every. No dice. None. God, that thing's nice. It's so kind. I don't know if I told you, I sold one of these Hueys to my buddy that I retired with the agency. He's been reticent to fly all these things, and finally, I think because we have one that's beginner friendly, which is a Huey, that he might enjoy some success. And I did with him what I did with my wife. We paid more for it from our good friends at Amazon. In this case, I think I paid probably $50 more, but I wanted it to be here by Christmas. And the other thing I wanted was I wanted all 3 batteries, and anyway, I probably only paid about 40 bucks more than what it was worth. But I wanted the assurance of buying it from Amazon. I can get it at a decent time and get it shipped back if I need to. Yeah, it would be really nice to fly all of these on a premium radio. And the way it's kind of working with the Huey is that they have the ELRS system, and what you would do is just plug your radio, this is what they say, the guys on the forums, plug your radio in. Now, why aren't we turning on? Dead battery? No, could be. That's interesting. Is the battery that dead? Well, anywho, so I don't have enough balls. Oh, it's upside down. I don't have enough balls to, it shouldn't go in upside down. That's how you should make these. To hook that thing up together yet. You know, one guy from Germany, really nice, privately gave me some instruction, but just I gotta figure it out. I'm gonna ask him or one of the other guys that's doing this. Hey, listen, do you mind, you know, giving kind of like a step point A to point B deal?
Binding.
Because it is so nice to fly it off of a premium radio. What else? I've got a bunch of spares for this, and by bunch I mean just rotors, tail rotors and such, tail and main rotor blades. You need to get, I need to though, main gears. Main gears were what you lost in addition to blades on the ones I started flying many years ago, a decade ago or more. Those are the perishables. And really you almost couldn't keep anything, because the idea was is you didn't want to put something back on that may fail. So let's say you had you had parts on there that went down in the crash, and you end up putting it in another build, and that part fails. And a shining example of that was transmit or receivers. You know, you crash a receiver and you're like, oh, that's good, it works. You know, you may have knocked a solder joint loose. Now, are you going to risk putting that back in your $500 450 size helicopter? And the answer is no. But these things, you know, they tolerate, as Dale has exhibited, they tolerate being tortured a little bit, just a little. I like that. You know, these things are a little bit more durable. If I'm going to be on the road and it's going to take weeks and weeks to get stuff to me, you see it's windy around the little vortex around my, yeah, this one has a little more mass than the Bell. Come on now. Yeah, that's kind of what I want. Yeah, it's getting windy. Is a little more control over them. Like, I appreciate the 6-axis control, and they do virtually fly themselves, but certainly it gets a little different when you get into the wind. What I would like is a switch to have more control, particularly when it comes to landing. I don't like that at all with these things. You know, they're trying to make them nanny state stuff, and I'm just used to, when I fly a helicopter, I got all the control I need, all. And to have delayed controls, that's ungood. Eventually, as I stand here, that's going to change. If you think about what they're trying to do, they're trying to market these for beginners. And in doing so, they want them to be fairly dummy-proof. And that means they're going to take away some control over people who are accomplished at flying these things. You don't see a lot of byline in there about you know, accomplished pilots are going to love this too, right? It's mostly speaking to the beginners who will benefit from this tech. Yeah, it'd look better with skid lights, wouldn't it, Dale and George, you posh gits? Yeah, right eye is coming along. I'll be ready probably by the end of the month-ish, to go back on out to my flying club or go down to the lake. You know, my right eye and left eye degraded so quickly that I got uncomfortable flying. Alrighty, MD500 coming in for a landing. So I hope I gave everybody their props, pardon the pun. You know, of course, Virginia bareback boy, ooh, 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 ooh. You tell I live near a little tiny airport. Just said something. Oh, my countdown timer didn't work. I gotta set it up properly. But yeah, for $135 to the door, God, it's a no-brainer. Folks, you're always so kind to join me, and I think today is going to be a screw-off day. You know, kind of finally embracing screw-off days. And we didn't get to do that much when we were working. Yeah, there's a fence back there that needs fixing, but I think I'm going to screw off all day and address that. Perhaps tomorrow go up to the Home Depot as it's been referred to, and buy a 4x4 and some fence stringers and hardware. I talked to my neighbor. I think he's got a nail gun. Excuse me, if that's true, then I am in business. Alright, much love and adoration to all you folks. Cynthia, never to be forgotten. What a beauty. A great flyer too. All the best. Share.